Ezekiel, I have a fun idea.
A fun idea, DJ? What kind of fun idea?
Yes, I think it's a fun idea. You might not think it's a fun idea, but here's what it is. I call it Catapult Racing. Okay, and so I'm imagining you have the starting line at the top of a hill, and it's just all these different catapults lined up next to each other. And they have a some sort of circular, it's like a wheel almost with a person inside of it that's connected to the catapult or like loaded in the catapult. So
Okay.
that when the catapult launches, the wheel launches with the person inside the wheel
Okay.
and it lands, and then it's rolling down the hill, and the person, so it has one of those uh gyroscopic stabilizers
Mm-hmm.
so that the wheel is spinning but the person isn't spinning.
Okay.
um and then so there are all these different people in these wheel thingies, and they're racing down the hill, and that's I have a couple different variants of this, but that's basically the sport. And then obviously you can do it on different tracks and different things. But what do you have for me? Did that spur any ideas into your mind?
So okay, I'm gonna tell you what I imagined when you were saying this. On top of this ridge, looking down a long hill or mountain, is you have a line of catapults. And these are the catapults that have the big long arms that are reached back. And in each of their spoons, or where the hand is, I don't know. Somebody that studied catapults probably know all the names for these things. But there's this wheel. And inside the wheel, there's a person in the chair. Flings these people and their wheels off the cliff of the mountain. They fly down the mountain, they hit the mountain, and the wheel begins to spin. That has the gyro prop in the middle, and so the person's in his chair, and he can probably steer the wheel. I'm guessing he has a steering
Yeah,
wheel. He's a steering wheel,
somewhat.
and he's not spinning, and he's facing straight forward, and there's people next to him left and right, and they're all in their wheels, and they're all flying down this mountain, and they're all racing to a finish line. So the idea that I had as you were saying all this is as they're going, there's more catapult stations. And
That was one of my ideas too.
great minds think alike. And they can get to these catapult stations, but the problem is if these catapult stations, were you thinking that in there's these different locations where there's like a single catapult or like a station where there's a whole nother line of catapults where it just like keeps launching them to like the
All
next
right,
lap of the
here's what
what you got?
here's what my thought was. Okay, so first of all, it's not. I imagine it more of like a motorcycle and less of like a chair
Okay.
with the people inside the wheels. And then they kind of just stare it by leaning and whatever.
Love that.
Uh, and then for the catapults, they have these like this fork prong on the end that just kind of that the wheel device just kind of clips into,
Mm-hmm.
so that as like the second and third and fourth catapults, it can just go right into the catapult, and then the catapult can just launch it.
Launch them.
Here's what I was thinking though for the multiple catapults. It would be the kind of situation where you can have a maximum of four catapults. Each team can have a maximum of four catapults or something, depending on the track. And then they can place them wherever they want. But depending on the placement will depend how fast, or it will determine how fast they go and how long they go and whatever else like that. Um, so it just depends on where the team says that their catapults should go. And I was thinking of it kind of like golf in a sense, but instead of um the club, it's a catapult. And then instead of it being like you have to have the fewest swings, it's like you have four swings and then whoever can do it first
You never
gets
can
it,
be
if that
fasted.
makes sense.
You can only hit the ball 4 times,
Yeah,
and you have to get to the end. And
exactly.
whoever can get there first wins. In How about this too?
Exactly.
At the same time, the track is incredibly long, so if because you could like put all your catapults, like you could hit him like one back to back to back to back, right at the beginning of the track. But the track is so long that if you did that, your ball, your disc, your driver would not have enough momentum to get to the finish line. And so you have to kind of like spread them out a little bit. But I do believe there probably is like a clever way that maybe like you can put two right next to each other and then two like further apart. Like there's strategies to it.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
So what's this track
And then
look
they're
like?
all different tracks.
What's our first track? This
Well,
is
they're different tracks, I'd imagine. Um, I was imagining it starts at the top of this hill
mm-hmm.
and then it goes down into a valley and then up another hill and then it kind of like winds down a much much longer hill into kind of like a almost like the first two are like a cliff down and then another cliff up and then the second one is more of a ski slope
Mm-hmm.
but a very gradual ski slope because I guess some ski slopes are pretty steep, um, but a gradual slope towards the end, and then that kind of just wheels into the finish line.
So you would need to get up so you're coming down a cliff, you need to go up a cliff. So a lot of teams I'm guessing have put their
Yeah.
catapults right at the bottom of the cliff so they can maybe like speed that up. And they,
Yes,
and so
for
you're
sure.
coming down the mountain, you get to the very bottom of the next cliff, you run directly into your catapult, and the catapult just immediately flings you up the side of the cliff as you're flying up there. There is now two strategies here, I'm guessing. Some teams put another catapult right at the top of the second cliff, or they let the to get an instant speed boost, or they actually put it down further down the track to keep up their momentum. And some teams have chosen to do that, and some teams have not.
Mhm.
And so
What do you think it should be like a paved track or more of a they left it how it is, kind of rugged and it might be very rocky or
I was
uneven.
I was imagining a Rocky. I was imagining these discs or
Mm.
these wheels to be fairly large-ish. But they're riding it like a
Oh yeah, for sure.
motorcycle, and they're literally going through wilderness and tundra and desert and rocky climates and water climates and stuff. And it's just they're wanting to get from point A to point B. But we could have it like right at the finish line is kind of like a paved area. If we want to meet in the middle. What were you thinking? What you got?
Mm. No, okay. I think we're gonna go back to the different tracks thing. So some of the tracks are just rugged wilderness, mountains, rocks, snow, water, whatever. And then other ones are paved more, um, I'm thinking almost like a skate park kind of thing where the walls would go up and curve around, and you could get some really steep angles and really fast corners and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a NASCAR track, because those are pretty steep on the edges.
You come flying around the corner. You're like,
There's so much you have to think about. Exactly. Because you can't, these things don't have super good control, so you can't go too fast around corners if the corner doesn't have uh, a big slope on it. So you have to be very careful where you place your catapult. Because once a wheel device, a wheel pod, once a wheel pod stops, like the race is over for that guy. Because by the time he gets going again, the race is probably over.
so DJ, I'm thinking, and this might derail us just a little bit, but tell me if this is a direction you want to go in. What if the reason for these races mimic a societal way of living? Meaning that maybe once upon a time in this world there was these two cities, and they had catapults, and they were at war with each other. But something happened to make it to where traveling over land became very dangerous. And so instead of using the catapults for war, they were like, okay, I know what we can do. We can catapult supplies from city to city, and we can commerce and trade. So it became like a way of communication using catapults. Basically, you wanted to buy something, so you would catapult a letter over to the other city. Somebody would read it. They'd say, somebody wants a bunch of wood. So they would pack up all the wood and they would catapult it to a different city. But then what if, DJ, there was a third city? And this city was further away, and you couldn't catapult things to this third city. But they had an idea. They're like, what if we catapult a wagon and it hits the ground and it keeps going and it travels so fast that the creatures can't catch it? And it gets to the city, and they're like, that's crazy. That can't work. You would have to fling something. It would have to go so fast because those things out there, they're fast. You're like, well, it's so crazy, it just might work. All right, what do we think about that idea? Just that's my pitch.
I like it.
That's my pitch.
I
But
like it.
if there's other things
I
you want to
think
talk
we
about
can.
first, we can come back to
I
that.
think we can make that. No, I think we can make that canon.
We're canonizing it.
Yeah, I like it. We officially adopt it as part of the lore of this catapult racing world.
Excellent. I will update the wiki. It's been canonized. All right. So before I derailed you, what else did you have for me? You were talking about track.
Okay, so in these cities,
Mm-hmm.
they have these paved tracks like speed racer tracks.
Yes.
And then outside the cities, they have other tracks, more dangerous tracks that are more natural and rugged and difficult. And so then the wheel pods have different tires, different wheels
Yeah.
that you can put on them depending on the track, because you want to use a different wheel if you're on a paved track versus a jungle track or an ice track or whatever. So then that's another thing that plays into the
Can they switch wheels
strategy of the sport.
mid driving, or do they have to get to a catapult station to be able to switch
Oh.
wheels?
Well, they'd have to get to a catapult station because they're not going to carry a wheel with them because it's going to slow them down
Oh, they
so
are the
much. And
wheel.
then they're going to kill all their momentum stopping, switching wheels, and then you need a catapult to get going again.
Well, we are the ones creating the world. We could make them like kind of like tech savvy and pretty advanced, or just they had gadgets, and as they're going, they can like click a button, and it goes from this like big knobby tire to like it goes to like a slick street tire. Like all the knobs like suck back into the tire, and it goes to a slick street tire. And then there's like ice ahead, and so you have it to like ice spikes come out of the tire, and then like they can retract back in when it gets back to like the street or rocks and stuff. Like, we can come up with anything.
Yes, we can. What about if, in addition to catapults,
Mm-hmm.
they have these giant crossbows that you can load a wheel pod into and then shoot the wheel pod through the giant crossbow.
Yes, yes, we can. Do the crossbow people and the catapult people not like each other, or do they work together? Or are they just the same people?
Maybe it's like different leagues.
Different leagues.
Like uh like you have
Well,
Formula One and then you have NASCAR and they're different
there's different.
races. Maybe it's like that. There's like the crossbow races and the catapult races.
What if the little leagues is like slingshot races? You have like some big rubber bands and some little go kart wheels, and you got little Timmy. Little Timmy's gonna get in his little wheel, and he's gonna get in his little slingshot, and his dad's gonna grab the back of the slingshot rubber. He's gonna pull him back and goes, "You ready, little Timmy? You ready to go?" He goes, "I'm ready, Dad." Let's go to the slingshot, and woo! And there goes Timmy driving along in his little wheel.
I like it. It's like the little school teams all use those
It's a
things.
little league. It's a little league for the big wheel
Slingshots
racing.
instead of catapults.
You got slingshot races. You got crossbow
That's
races.
amazing.
Catapult races. Dude, wait till they discover cannon races.
Oh my word. Let's hope they never discover that.
You know,
That would be very entertaining though.
cannon races. Maybe cannon races is the big.
How,
Maybe that's what the military uses. Maybe they
the
use.
military is involved in the races?
I don't know. So, all right. World idea theory. Shut this down, change it, make it better. I need you for this, DJ. What if there's different sections of this world, and some of them are the tamed sections, and then the untamed sections. The tamed section is where all these creatures that they're scared of, and the whole reason, like the origin of is being launched across the world to get to another city or to deliver mail or deliver commerce and stuff. Um, in the tame section, there's no real need for that, and so they only use it for entertainment. Like all the races is entertaining. But then like off in another part of the world, there's like you need to get it to point A to point B really fast, otherwise the things will get you. And the things are fast too. And so that's
Yes.
the military, they use cannons. We can scrap all of that, or we can change
I
it, we can make
think
it better.
we should scrap the cannons, but we can keep the rest of it.
All right, bet. All right, back to the little league.
I like that though, because I was thinking, how are people going to watch these events? if the outside the city is all dangerous and there are all these creatures. But if it's not actually dangerous in the parts where these races are occurring, then you can just have stands out on the tracks and it'll be fine.
We could. Okay, I'm here. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So we have stands. We have stands out on the track. Everybody's watching the game. It's a little league. Oh no, little Timmy's crashed and his car blew up. No, they don't blow up. They don't have fuel in them. Okay.
Explosion.
Explosion.
They splinter.
Yeah, they splinter. They don't explode. They splinter. They break apart. Darwin, do they explode? So technically, these wheels don't need fuel because their propulsion device is a slingshot crossbow catapult.
Catapult. Yes, exactly. So they don't need fuel, so they'd have nothing to explode.
That's right. Look at us go. That's why they don't have cannon. They don't. This is a world without black powder.
They don't like explosions. They don't know what explosions are.
Or maybe it's a world without explosions. It's like, how would you get around in a world without explosions? It's like, well, we use catapults. It's simple. Really.
Obviously.
It's elementary.
Next logical thing.
Right? All right. So
it really is. I mean,
do we want to build some crazy tracks? How crazy are we want to make these tracks? Let's build 4 tracks. We got a mountain track. Check.
As crazy as possible.
Let's do a desert track,
Absolutely.
a water track, and an ice track.
Okay.
All right. Let's start with which one do you want to start with? Unless there's another track idea that
Start with the water track.
Okay, water track. These wheels have there's a certain wheel you can put on. And it allows you to kind of like float on the water, but it has like little paddles on the wheel. And so you can drive on top of the water, but only if you have enough momentum. Like you're kind of almost like skipping like a rock. Otherwise, if you slow down too much, you just sink. You like that?
Yes, that's what I was thinking. And then you drown because you're in a wheelie pod and you can't get out. You just drown.
It's one of the most dangerous.
No, it's probably not that deep. It's probably only like 2 feet deep.
We could make it. Okay. It's not just straight up the ocean. What if
No, you can't put catapults on the ocean?
You can put them on the ocean if there's these pillars of rocks and they're like sticking and jutting out of the ocean. Like these like giant okay, imagine with me for a minute, DJ. This chaotic ocean that's always in storm, and you have like these lighthouses that are scattered through the storm. But the waves are so big that they crash over the lighthouses and then just keep going. And so it's like if you took you have a cup of water in your hand, you just start shaking your hands violently, and all the water on top of the water is just going crazy. But you have like these little juts of land that are poking out like massive pillars of stone that have like lighthouses on it and houses on them and bleachers and catapults. And these wheels that are driving on top of the water because they have so much momentum because they're getting launched by these crazy big catapults. And they're just flying over the water, and they have to go like up a wave, and the wave starts to curl, and they like curl with the curl. They go like full loop-de-loop, and then they're on the water, and they're in the tunnel, and they're like, I gotta get to that one pillar before it gets crashed in by a wave. And there's time crunching, and he's looking at, and he doesn't know if he's gonna make it. And he barely makes it to the next pillar with his catapult on it, but the guy behind him doesn't make it, and he gets swept away into the ocean to never be seen again.
That sounds very violent.
And then he hits that catapult.
I love it.
And the catapult that he's on has to wait because he waits for the wave at the perfect point, and then he launches them, and he's flying in his wheel, and he's on the next leg, and the water's going crazy, and it's splashing back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. All right, that's all I have. Do we like it? We can scrap it. We can get rid of
How are the people going to watch this?
with raincoats on.
The waves are big enough that they wash over lighthouses, and they're going to deter that with a raincoat.
They hold their breath. Okay, imagine bleachers on the edge of these pillars. It's like going to SeaWorld, but everywhere is the splash zone.
Oh no. Yeah, they just make this tube underwater, or this glass tube that travels the length of the track, and then the waves crash against it, but they're in the glass tube, so it doesn't matter. Very strong glass that can stand the crushing weight of ginormous waves of water.
Fine, that's better than my idea. I was gonna have them in the water,
Aquarium.
like an aquarium. Yeah, that is better than my idea. My idea was going to have them hold their breath. They were just like, all right, guys, the wave is coming. Everybody hold your, and then everybody holds their breath, and they get splashed on, and they're holding on to their chairs for dear life to not get like washed away, and the water's like rushing all around them. And
Oh, they'd have to have seatbelts to keep them in their seats.
that's a good idea. We'll give them seatbelts so they survive. Your idea is better. We're going with the aquarium idea. Maybe like there's some really cheap seats, really cheap ones, and it's like back before they built the aquarium, or like it's in the nosebleeds. And when they say nosebleeds, they mean it. Sometimes you get hit by a fish, like it gets bloody. Oh, you go to your bleachers, you buckle in, you got your rain jacket on, you put on your goggles, you got maybe like some oxygen next to you, you put in your oxygen. You're like, all right, guys, this is we're gonna watch the race now. It's like, and there's a wave coming. We got about 30 seconds.
You just see this 300-foot wave just moving towards you, and you're just like, oh no.
I do think in reality they would die, but we're gonna suspend reality here for a minute.
Yeah, well,
Right.
I mean,
And then everybody in the aquarium
kind of
is like,
started with that when we decided to launch things from catapults.
I love it. Oh,
Everyone in the aquarium is just watching this guy in the stands drown.
did he sign the waiver?
Terrible.
I think he signed the waiver. Like there's a likelihood of dying. Like the seats are really cheap.
Signed all 600 of them.
All 600 waves. All 600 waivers.
So this track kind of seems like it would be the Grand Prix track. Like it's the hardest track.
We haven't seen the other tracks yet, DJ. They could be even crazier.
I don't think so.
No.
This one's like
I'm gonna try my very
anyone
best.
could die at any moment.
I'm gonna try my very best to make our other tracks just the worst. But
okay. Well, how are you gonna do that in the desert, Mr. Engineer?
all right. There are these winds in the desert.
Sand people.
There's
that
sand people.
have guns.
They have guns.
They
I thought we didn't have black powder in
hold
this
their
world.
guns over their heads.
And go. I
And
can't make the sound.
well,
I can't make
okay,
this
crossbows. They have crossbows and staffs and what's the other thing? Oh, catapults.
Mm-hmm. They have catapults, and they launch stuff at the.
They are shooting those.
They're very territorial.
At the wheelie pods.
The wheelie pods, I like that.
And they make noises.
Mm-hmm. See, that's already pretty crazy.
Yes. Uh-huh.
That's pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy. And they have to race through this canyon where they have tight turns and corridors and things that they have to be careful of, stalagmites and stalactites and all these different treacheries that are in canyons and caves and sand people and things like that.
And then when they're out on the desert, there's sand tornadoes.
Oh boy.
Sand tornadoes.
Oh boy.
Guess what's in the sand tornadoes, DJ? Guess what's inside the sand tornadoes? Sand sharks. There's sand sharks inside the sand tornadoes. In the sand sharks. They're driving in their wheelie pods and they're like, oh no, there's a sand tornado. And the other guy's like, I know what to do. I can use the sand tornado's angular momentum to catch wind and get ahead of the competition. So he goes into the tornado and he's flying around and around and around, and then he pulls out. And right as he pulls out, he flings away. But little does he know, there's a sand shark attached to his wheelie pod. And the sand shark
That sounds terrifying.
climbs inside the wheelie pod and eats him. And when the wheelie pod makes it to the next catapult, the shark is in the on the driver's seat
driven by
by the sand shark. And they're like, oh my goodness, our driver got eaten by the sand shark. It's like, hey, the sand shark got here. I bet he's a pretty good driver. So they throw a helmet on him. They slap a number on his back and they say, launch him. Sand shark goes flying in the wheelie pod. And that's the sand shark team.
That's the sand shark.
This is their new
That's
driver.
amazing.
And everybody in the bleachers are like,
Yes.
I don't know, what are the bleachers? Everyone in the
Is that a shark?
it's like there's already like memorabilia. What is it? Where you can already get the shark's number. Like they've already like rebranded the entire team as like just rebranded to the shark team.
Merch.
There's already
You see merch in
they already have merch like in the race that the shark eats the guy. They're just like, full pivot, we're changing our merch. Get the shark's face on every news channel we can find. And so they just do it on, yeah.
The shark is the new star of the show.
New star. All right, how do the bleachers work?
That's amazing. There is it's on a track
Okay.
on top of the canyon, and it moves with the racer as they go through the canyon. The bleachers go through the canyon
So
with the
racers.
wheelie pods.
So when the wheelie pods get to a catapult, that means the stands have a stand catapult too.
No.
And it just launches all of the stands with the wheelie pods, and the stand flies, but it lands perfectly on like a set of tracks. So it has really good like momentum because like all the ball bearings are greased and stuff, and they land on tracks. And then they get to the next launcher, and this massive catapult, like these massive stand catapults are built just to launch the stands. And they go, wee! We can scrap it. We can get rid of it.
How about this?
Yeah,
How
what you
about
got?
instead of it being catapults, it's just a crossbow on the track. So it just launches the stand on the track, and then it just tracks with the catapults like that.
I love it. Bringing in
Never
crossbows.
leaving the track.
Never leaving the track. They do not fly through the air. They stay grounded and focused upon the drivers.
And then when they get to the part with the sand tornadoes,
Sand tornadoes.
it goes around the outside of the area. So it's harder to see what's going on, but it's much safer out there.
I like it. Can we add
You don't have to worry
volcanoes?
about sand sharks eating your viewing customers.
Mm. Or maybe like the viewing customers are hungry, and so like you have like some vendors on the edge of the bleachers, and they have like these massive fishing poles with kites on them, and they have like these kites with
So they can
with like
catch the sand.
sort of they can catch the sand sharks. It's like I got one. He's a pretty big one. And so you see these vendors on the bleachers, and they're reeling it in, boys. They're reeling in the sand shark, and they pull it in. They throw it on a table. They slice it up. They throw it on the grill, and you got some sand shark burgers. And then they sell it to people in the stands.
That sounds amazing.
It's called reverse fishing.
But it seems like our sand shark racer wouldn't be too happy with that.
So I don't think the
But then
sand
again, he ate a person, so I guess that
he's
evens
like
out.
touche. I think, and also I don't think the sand shark, the driver, he's lucky, or how do I say it like this? Like we don't know how he keeps finishing. Like he must be good at this. And the sand sharks can't talk. It's a sand shark. It.
We don't understand how he understands what's going on,
Yeah.
but somehow he does.
He's winning. We don't know how that works either. Um.
Like,
Yeah.
we would be surprised if he were just finishing these races, but he's winning these races.
He's winning. We don't know how this works. So we're not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth.
A gift shark in the mouth.
We're not gonna look a gifted shark in the mouth.
Yes. All right.
Well, so
Ice, you want to move on to the ice?
okay, what do we got? We got water, ice,
Or did you have something else on the desert?
I was gonna add volcanoes and pyramids.
I think that should be a different track.
Pyramid volcanoes. All right. Okay.
We can put that on a different track.
All right. We could put that on. We could put ice track. All right. Ice track.
Yes.
I got nothing.
It's just one giant slope where you go faster and faster and faster. And the trick is to not die when you come to the bottom.
It's cold on the ice track. That's my contributing feature.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Okay. So I think that's how we start. We start with this giant downward slope. And this is a different
And it
kind
just
of
keeps
track
going.
because
It just keeps going.
instead of no, wait. Instead of it starting with a catapult, you just start by pushing your wheelie pod over the edge onto this slope. So you don't have to use a catapult to get going. You just use gravity to get going. And then it's just this super, super long downward slope. And all the racers try to take each other out by crashing into each other and whatever.
A death ray.
And sometimes they fall over, and then sometimes they can get back up, but sometimes they can't get back up. And then it goes down. Once it gets down, it goes and curves up, and then it goes into those up and down thingies where it's just a bunch of
What's it
go up and the loop and down.
What
are those things called?
Loop-de-loops. They go through loop-de-loops.
No, not loop-de-loop.
Up and down thingies. Is this like a roller
thingies?
Like a roller coaster? Like, what do you mean?
Oh.
Like little hills that they go over and then down into the valley and then up a little hill and then down.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. They just go up the hill and then they get some air because they're going so fast, and then down and then up and then down. And they keep just going woo, 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 up and down like that.
When the catapults kick in.
And then there is a forest.
A forest on the ice one?
Of pine trees.
Okay.
Yes. Because they have to dodge
Trees.
the, or maybe it can be a ice canyon or something like that. They have to dodge all of these ice pillars that are sticking up out of the
Ooh,
ice,
that's I like that. Like some
or these
jagged
trees that are
stalagmites.
sticking
Yeah.
up out of the ground. Yeah. And
All right, I have an idea.
what's your idea?
So they're going through all these ice pillars and they're dodging back and forth and they're like ramping over ice pillars and landing and bobbing and weaving. They come out
And
of,
then a Yeti comes out.
and then a Yeti comes out with his camera and he goes click click and you're
Sorry,
like,
keep going.
nice, I got a picture. And then the Yeti, okay, all right, and then they get out of the so the Yeti, I don't know how to implement the Yeti. We can come back to the Yeti. Um,
No, it's fine.
I mean,
Forget the Yeti.
let me say, I'm just gonna finish my thought real quick. They come out of the ice pack and all their catapults are right there, but they're sliding down the mountain on the ice. And the catapults are like sliding back and forth. And the catapult teams are like trying to steer the catapults as everything is sliding down the mountain at the same time. And you have the wheelie pods, they're coming towards the catapults. And the catapult team sees that they're coming towards the catapult. And so they go, we got to turn. And they turn so they can orientate the catapult right. And the wheelie pod runs into the catapult. And the catapult launches them even further down the mountain. Now they're going really fast. And then the Yeti jumps out and grabs one of
I
the
like it.
riders and he eats one of the riders. And then
they have to.
then he's on the wheelie pod.
He starts staring the.
He starts steering the wheelie pod and he drives it and he gets to the catapult and all the catapult people are like, where's our driver? We lost that shark.
Like, it worked with the shark. Let's just go with this Yeti.
It's like we lost our driver. We lost our shark driver. Now we have the Yeti. It's they throw a helmet on him. They throw a number on his back.
Yeti can't attack the shark driver.
He ate the shark driver, and then in the bleachers immediately they rebrand from being the shark team to the Yeti team.
The Yeti team.
And then they start giving out Yeti balloons and Yeti like #1 foam fingers and Yeti bleach and jerseys.
Oh, not the shark. That was
That was so good.
such a good driver.
The Yeti ate him. He wanted seafood. He saw food, so he seafood, so he ate the food. Actually, it was sand food.
So he ate the food. It wasn't. Yeah.
We can scrap all of that.
Okay.
Do we want him have him eat a normal person because we like the shark?
I thought
So-
we'd have him eat a normal person because we like the shark. But it's okay. Whatever.
Sure, it's a tragedy.
Move on.
This is a tragedy story. It's all about the tragedy of the loss
Okay. And then
of something you loved.
here's what I think it ends. This is how I think it ends. Okay. They're sliding down the hill, catapults and all.
Yeah.
And then they have to catapult them onto this ledge. And you have to get it to stop perfectly on the ledge. And if it slides down the other side of the ledge, you lose points.
It's like
Something
playing shuffleboard,
or you
but with wheelie pods.
Exactly. Exactly. You have to get it just on the right spot. And the ice and everything moving makes it super, super difficult. But it is possible.
Does the wheelie pods have to be on the platform, on the ice platform, or does just the driver? Because I'm imagining a situation where they're all flung by the catapults. All the drivers are floating through the air, and they land on the ice block, and the wheelie pod is sliding towards the end. It's sliding so fast the driver knows he's gonna fall off with the wheelie pod, so he jumps off the wheelie pod, and it goes over the edge, and he like slides to the edge, and his feet go over and fall, but the other half of his body's still on the edge. Just to look up as the second wheelie pod comes flying and crashes into him. They both go off the mountain.
Yeah, no, he probably has to stay in his wheelie pod. But that's a really cool scene. I like that scene.
And so, because wheelie pods can hit one another
Right.
on the platform, and then the one wheelie pod lands,
Yeah.
and
It's like cornhole when you knock someone else's beanbag
that's
off
right.
the thing.
That's right. With wheelie pods in people's lives.
Or croquet when you knock someone else's ball further away from the white.
That's right. That's right.
Or shufflebrush.
This. What do you get? How many more of these things are you gonna say?
I think that's it. I think I'm done here.
Okay. Okay. And if you land on whoever lands on the platform and stays on the platform first, or does the platform have like rings and towards the center of the platform, like it gets progressively like more points. Like you get more points if your wheelie pod lands on the ring closest to the middle
Oh,
and stops there.
I like that. Or it's like the edge closest to the catapult is the most points, and then the further away from the edge you get, the less points you get.
So not only do you want to get there and not get knocked off, is this you want to be accurate. So your catapult team has to be on it. Like they got to be on it.
Yeah.
They can
They
be
gotta
messing
be
around.
on their calculations. I'm talking wind speed. I'm talking
Oh yeah.
downward slope speed. I'm talking other kinds of speeds.
Trajectory,
Things.
vertical vortexes, vectors, gravitational pull, seismic activity, the stock market,
The rotation of the planet.
the rotation of the planet.
Did you say
The
stock market?
Yeah, we gotta account for everything.
Okay.
They're accounting for everything.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. The stock market.
Stock market. The last time they used the bathroom. The last time they wrote a letter.
The weight of the Yeti.
The weight of the Yeti. Like
He weighs more than a human does, but they gotta up that.
he definitely weighs more than a shark
On that
Mhm.
catapult.
Mm-hmm. And they eyeball it. They just wing it. Like the Yeti gets there and like the shark is gone. He ate the shark. No. It's like, how much do you think he weighs? Well, at least two of the sharks. Well, at least one is the sharks because he ate him. So they throw some calculations on there. It's like, well, we're winging it, boys. And so they fling the Yeti. And it lands right in the middle. They nail it.
And then there he is, right on the edge. And the Yeti wins the ice race.
The ice race
challenge. Course.
Was that all the tracks?
Track.
Or is there? Oh, wait. We didn't go over one very important thing. How does the bleachers work?
Fire. The bleachers
The bleachers.
work like a ski lift.
Okay.
Yeah. And they just follow the track like a ski lift.
And they sell ice cream and popsicles.
No, they sell hot chocolate.
Oh. Yeah, that's way better. And marshmallows.
Yeah. They don't want to sell cold things. They want to sell warm things. And no, I guess they probably shouldn't sell Yetis. That seems
So Yetis.
bad.
They like sell like full Yetis, like full grown Yeti
Meat.
Oh, Yeti meat.
No, meat from Yeti.
Oh, meat from Yeti. We could do penguin. But penguins are all nice and cute. We don't want to do penguins. What if penguins they have little bow ties and the penguins walk around and they give people this cool stuff like hot chocolate and marshmallows and
What if
hand warmers?
this, okay?
Okay.
Imagine this. A wheelie pod comes to the catapult,
Yes.
but he's too cold. And then there's a penguin there. And then the penguin jumps on the wheelie pod and then gets catapulted. And then the penguin starts driving the wheelie pod.
Yeah, okay. All right, new plan. Everything we've said thus far, we're scrapping it. We're reverting. Okay, we have a shark driver, a penguin driver, and a Yeti driver. We have a normal dude. We have a normal dude driver next to these other three drivers. If there's four teams, we can have lots of other teams. But we have a normal dude, a penguin, a shark driver, and a yeti.
And then all of a sudden, the scoreboard is Yeti, or I guess the shark would be number one, and then the Yeti, and then the penguin.
Um,
And all of the humans are like, how is this happening?
what is happening? Okay, what if in the penguin racing there's a racer and he's driving and he gets lost and he's like, "Oh no, my catapult's over there. I can't get to it. I'm gonna have to go down this alternate path to get back to my catapult." And goes down this alternate path, and there's a family. There's a whole herd of penguins, and the herd of penguins, and he's like trying to bob and weave around them, but he can't do it. So he runs over. Not even the penguins, like he runs through the penguins, and like bowling pins, they all like fly up into the air, and like some penguins land on the wheelie pod, and then or how about this? The scene is he's flying through, he like blows through a bunch of these penguins. There's like a big penguin explosion where all these penguins just go flying up in the air. And then when next time we see the wheelie pod, there's no driver and just a bunch of penguins. Maybe there's like 4 penguins or 5 penguins, and they're all like, "Well, I guess we're driving." And so it gets to the cat.
Penguins,
Two
in a
penguins,
trench coat.
2 penguins in a trench coat. And so they get to the next that catapult. They throw a helmet on them.
Catapult.
They throw a sticker on him, a number, and they go, "Well, I guess he got here thus far. Well, let's launch him. It worked for the Yeti and the shark." And so then they launch him.
Work for the Yeti and the shark. And then they immediately call the marketing people, and they're like, "Yeah, our pilot is a penguin now."
So Gertie on it, all already on it. Like immediately, the bleachers, you have like Team 45, and they just like switch completely. It's like, okay, we are Penguin Team 45. Already selling like stuffed penguins.
Yeah. They already rebranded the colors and everything.
Already rebranded.
Bow tie is their symbol now.
We get to the end of the Grand Prix, like all 4 tracks. We get to the end. And you have like your winner's stand. You have like 4th place, 3rd place, 2nd place, and 1st place. And how like 1st place is up on the stand. What are we looking at, DJ? Who's in 4th place? Who got 4th place out of our 4 drivers? We have a normal dude, a shark, a yeti, and some penguins. Normal dude's in 4th place. Who's in 3rd place, DJ? Who are we putting in 3rd place?
The penguins.
The penguins. Who are we putting in 2nd place?
The Yeti.
The Yeti. That means the shark. The shark wins it all.
The shark won.
So they come by. They get.
I don't know how that happened.
They have like a wreath of roses. They have like throw the wreath of roses over the shark. They give him like a trophy in one of his fins. But like they're shaking bottles and popping corks and just spraying it everywhere. And the shark falls over.
Before
it starts flopping like a fish. Okay.
There were another track. With
another Grand Prix?
For it?
What?
Lava.
A secret bonus track?
Yes.
Let's do it.
A secret bonus track. With lava.
It's all right. Okay.
And you have to be careful that you don't die.
What if it's one giant volcano and you start at the very top of the opening of the volcano and you have to get down to the bottom of the volcano? Or we can start from the bottom of the volcano and go up as the volcano is going off and exploding.
No, if it's exploding, you want to go away from the volcano.
No, but that's like when during the volcano's going off all the time. And we're gonna have.
What about this? What about
we're gonna have a race inside of it?
Start at the bottom.
Yeah.
Get catapulted up to the top of the volcano, Then you have to ride the volcano down as it's exploding and the lava's chasing you down the volcano. And then it ends somewhere sometime after the volcano lava stops flowing.
Let's do it.
Here's what I'm thinking. All right, there's this nice road
Nice.
that is made from the previous times that the volcano has erupted.
Okay.
Okay. So on this road, they set up the catapults, launch the racers up to the top of the volcano. Then they take the catapults and they get them out of there as fast as possible. The wheelie pods go up to the volcano, the top of the volcano. They hit the side and then they start coming down as the volcano erupts. The lava starts chasing them, but they're on these nice paved kind of roads because of the lava, previous lava, not the current lava. And so it's just a race. No extra catapults, no giant crossbows, nothing like that.
All skill.
And it's just who can get to the bottom first.
And
And so you have people who are trying to take each other out and whatever else, maybe
and there's lava
there's no
meteors flying from the sky.
contact.
And they're like the lava meteors are like slamming into the ground as the volcano is going off behind them. And they're flying down the mountain trying to kill one another. And the shark and the yeti and the penguins are just bobbing and weaving, and they're like dodging all the other players. What if there's 8? What if there's 8 racers? And all the other
I always thought there'd be like 12 or 16 or
like
something.
20 racers. Love it. There's tons of racers. And the penguins are dodging, and the yeti's dodging, and the shark, he's dodging because he's just like flopping around a little bit because he's a fish, and he's driving like a maniac, but his maniac driving is like super good. He's like dodging all like the racers are trying to take each other out. Do the wheelie pods have weapons?
No.
Do the drivers of the wheelie pods have weapons?
No.
What
kind of weapons?
I don't know, like spikes.
Maybe they can have a bonker that they can bonk people on the head with.
A bonker, like a big hammer with red ends.
Yeah, like a bonker.
And when they whack somebody with it, like some words pop up above it, it says bonk.
Exactly.
I love it. Sweet.
And then they start seeing stars.
They start seeing stars. But the shark has like little fish that swim around its head.
Yeah.
And the penguins also have little fish that swims around its head.
Stars.
And the yeti, it also has fish that swim around his head.
What if the Yeti has penguins that waddle around its head?
That's good. That's good. The yeti likes penguins. The shark likes fish, and the shark likes people, and the penguins like fish. I don't know. I'm thinking about this too much.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
So the flying down the volcano, lava is starting to spew out of cracks or on the road, and it's starting to like shoot out, and it hits one of the wheelie pods, and it just becomes melted, and the driver basically becomes ash and dust, and they're just flying down the mountain, dodging cracks in the road, and leaping over mounds of magma in their wheelie pods.
Exactly.
All right, how does the bleachers work?
Exactly. Like a roller coaster.
Nice. How do they survive the volcano?
They start at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because it goes away from the volcano. So they start at the bottom where the catapults are,
Mm-hmm.
and then they go up the volcano really fast, and then they come down the volcano with the racers.
So
ahead of the lava, of course.
are they on tracks? Are the bleachers on tracks too, or are they on like just these wheels because the tracks would get blown away by the volcano? And so they're just like there's like a driver for the bleachers.
Uh, Maybe there's a driver for the bleachers.
Nice. And so what if the bleachers are driving better than the wheelie pods and the bleachers are actually gonna beat all the racers? And all the racers are gonna lose to a bunch
That's
of
how it should
bleachers.
be. That's how it
Nice.
should be.
Maybe when the shark retires from his racing career, he like gets hired to be a bleacher racer that races next to the racers
Oh,
on the
he
magma
drives the
track.
bleachers.
He drives the bleachers.
Oh, I'd do it.
What if he's really bad at driving the bleachers and he like goes onto the track and starts like running over wheelie pods? Because I'm guessing these bleachers are like have these big knobby tires, and it's like just driving down the edge of the volcano, and it's like this massive bleachers are in the middle of the race. Actually, this sounds like a better idea. Maybe the bleachers are in the race
Yeah, it
itself.
sounds like those people would enjoy that a lot more.
Yeah, they're like, dude, this shark driver's amazing.
They're like, this is the most exciting race I've ever seen.
It's like we're in the action. We're like in the action. Like there's the middle of the race. Granted, the volcano is blowing it behind them. They're also trying to get away from the volcano as it's exploding. And so they're all running away. But this time it's an interactive one.
Yes.
So he's like
They're interacting with
running over wheelie
creatures.
pods.
I can just see someone coming up to the shark and being like, I've been following you since your first season. When you first ate that guy, nobody liked him anyway. But I've been following you since then. And oh, you're my favorite free sip. The shark just like flopping around.
Flopping around. He's just flopping around. He's just a. But he's a dang good driver, that shark is.
He is somehow. No one knew you could drive a wheelie pod with flippers, but
Apparently,
apparently you can't.
he's won a Grand Prix before.
Yes, several probably.
Probably. In his career, he's the most decorated racer on land and in the ocean. What if he never wins the
He's a sand shark. So
Yeah,
he
that's
doesn't
right.
go in the ocean.
What if he never wins on the sand track? He always loses on the sand track.
But the sand track was his first track, so
Right?
that's why
Right?
they kept him.
It
Because
doesn't make any sense. People think he gets distracted.
Huh?
Yeah.
Distracted by what? All of his sand shark friends.
All of his sand shark friends. Maybe every time they go on the sand one, it's a different sand shark. They just trade places.
They just switch out.
It's not even the same sand shark. And so all these like catapult people are like, can all sand sharks drive? Can all of them do this? Is this normal? It seems normal.
Mm. And then some rich owner of one of the teams is like, I need to get a sand shark for my driver. And then he goes to the desert and tries to kidnap a sand shark.
Does he do it or does it
No,
eat
the
him?
driver of his
Oh, he does.
wheelie pod.
He drives him around. It's like, where's my driver? It's like, well, your sand shark's in there. He's like, perfect. He'll get me where I'm going. He's just flopping around. Just flopping.
He's just flopping around because he ate the driver and now he is the driver.
Oh, he is the driver. All right. I'm pretty happy. What else we got,
I'm
DJ?
happy.
What else we got? Got anything else for anybody?
No, I think that's it.
Awesome. Dude. Sometimes I wonder how we're gonna come up with all of
Do you have
this.
anything else?
No, I'm very satisfied. I'm very happy. That it was very fun.
I think this would be a very entertaining sport to watch.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, especially if you're in the bleachers.
Oh, it'd be so frightening if you were in the bleachers. Every single track, you'd just be like, I am about to die.
It's like this is danger. I am in danger.
In danger.
I'm in danger.
Exactly. But that's what makes it so much fun.
That's right.
How many other sports are you in danger of becoming part of the action? None.
None. None at all.
None. And that's a good thing.
It's probably
But
how.
anyway, thanks for listening.
Thank you,
To those of you
everyone.
who listened.
Thank you to you awesome people with really
Hopefully it was
creative
entertaining
imaginations.
and enjoyable.
If you're imagining all this, I bet it was a wild ride.
But
It's a wild ride. We don't even know where we're going,
no, never.
but we know when we get
So
there.
wild for us too. We're just along for the ride like everybody else.
See, what the listeners don't know, DJ, is that they were listening to two sand sharks to record a story about their lives
The entire time.
the entire time. They didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't know. Uh-huh.
Well,
Well, go
they
back and listen to some of the other episodes we have on here if you feel like it, because those are some good ideas we have back there, some entertaining ones. And yeah, we'd appreciate that.
leave a comment of what you guys want to hear us build a world about next. Leave a like, subscribe if you want to. Thanks everybody. We're gonna move
Yeah.
into sponsors now, DJ. We good with that?
Yes, sponsor. Yeah, we have a sponsor. His name is Nathan Wayne. He's an author. He is the author of the Sunland series, and his latest book, The Zebulon Dagger, is on Amazon. It's about this group of people who get hired to find the dagger, and they have to steal it, and it's full of excitement and adventure and all sorts of twists and turns. That's Nathan Wayne, The Zebulon Dagger. Link in the description below.
And we are also sponsored
We have
by
another sponsor.
yes, about a tabletop RPG that is yet to be announced, but it currently is called Incredible Quest. It's a D20 system that allows you to build and create any sort of character or campaign that you imagine. It is a awesome, awesome game. Dadgummit. There's the word for this. I'm trying to be like professional here. It's the mechanics of the game are really, really cool because they're very simple and at the same time very you can also go in depth with them, and it allows you to have a level of creativity that's just unmatched on any other platform. I'm looking forward for when it comes out. I'm currently alpha testing it, and they sponsor us. All right,
Because they're awesome.
because they're awesome. Thanks everybody for listening. Bye.